What's going on, Smart Movers? I am the founder of Smart Movers Club, but you are listening to the Strizzy Report, and I'm here, Strizzy Report Live. In this episode, we're talking about stop watching the news, baby. Follow the money. We're all emotional right now. So, this is a quick PSA for everyone out here that's looking to move differently with this new economy. And yes, it is a new economy. If you're getting your worldview news from mainstream media, renting your brain, baby. People paid to spike your emotional cortisol, give you more stress. So today we're going to do things differently. We're going to talk about what's real and what's fake. Where are people moving? Where money is flowing? What's moving in the markets? What crypto is doing? And how to thrive even if the world is acting like it's a zombieville, possessed, no money, everyone's struggling. Oh God. I watched a video from this guy Greg Manarino. I really like him. He's done turned into a full Rasta. He's the Lion of Wall Street, right? And in the comment section, some people said, "Who the hell said that people are struggling? Stop watching the news." I love it, but are we cooked? Here's the truth. The U.S. economy is slowing. It's not collapsing. The latest BEA print, U.S. GDP grew 1.4% annualized in Q4 2025. But a lot of that is what? Data centers. A lot of that is what? Is it reshoring? Is it bringing manufacturing back? A lot of it is, fugazi shit. So is it real hard money that's in people's pockets? There was a sharp cool down from quarter three. The shutdown and the weaker government spending were part of that drag. We don't need the government to continue spending. However, if they're spending to build up our infrastructure, if it's spending to make more jobs, to create more jobs, not just a socialist spending, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Inflation, it's not gone. But remember 2022? Okay, it's not that either. CPI is up 2.4% year over year as of January 2026. Rates, the Fed funds target range upper limit shows 3.75% around late February 2026. Money is cheaper right now. Mortgage rates, that's already dropping, okay? We're in a higher than old normal, but not crush the economy territory. That's according to the Fed, baby. All right, so what's the vibe? What's happening right now? So we got late cycle slowdown, confidence is shaky, and when confidence is shaky, shit like this happens in crypto. Confidence is shaky, things like this happens like what happened yesterday in the stock market. Let me see what the stock market is doing today. It's green, baby. It's green. Must be news of something. What happens when the stock market goes down? Impending war, right? The Iranian war, the thing that Israel wants us to go drag our asses in. I'll tell you what happens. Oil shoots up, right? You have the rest of the market go down a little bit. You got precious metals going up. Yesterday, we had $11 on the gold. We had about 78, maybe was it $11 on the gold? Maybe I got a little backwards. Let me get those real numbers right now as of today, so we're not lying. I don't want to lie to you guys. Let's see what these numbers are. Yesterday it was up. Today we're still up. Silver ask is at $82.89. Gold is up $50. Yesterday was also up. So we seen up on both levels yesterday. Platinum was down yesterday. It is shot up again $66 today. The market is looking good. Dow Jones up 93 points. S&P 500, we're looking at plus 31 points as we speak right now. Disney down. Berkshire is down. But those things don't matter in the big scheme of things. Let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. Where Americans are moving, the map is changing. As you know, this entire Strizzy Report, Smart Movers Club, all of it, what I do here is try to find the best places to move, the best places to make a move, right? The best places to move your money and where money is going. That's all I care about. Why? Because I had to learn about macroeconomics. I had to learn what states are providing. I driven a cargo van last year around this time. This is the time last year when I said, fuck this. I'm going to go, I'm going to do something else. But here's what's going on. The migration story is where it gets spicy because everyone's moving. The Florida narrative is not working anymore. That's not happening, even though I have a friend that's moving to Florida very soon. But Florida is not where it's at. The census shows that Florida's net domestic migration fell hard. It ranked eighth in 2025, way down for the massive inflows earlier in the decade. We know when Florida was really doing a thing. Same time, South Carolina had the highest percent growth. You got a lot of people actually moving from Florida to the Carolinas, the South and the North. But the biggest growth right here, right now, is the South Carolina and North Carolina because of what? Affordability, jobs, domestic inflows. Things are happening there. Texas overall is still strong. You got big international going there too. Big international used to go to Florida, right? They love that South Miami. They love that lifestyle. But guess what? Texas is bringing that on. The Sun Belt manufacturing logistic corridors continue winning as companies build real stuff again. We're not talking about data centers that oversees maybe 100 people oversees a data center. Data center, big as the building is, does not create a lot of jobs. Let's get the cash register dinging on this one. What's moving in stocks? Rotation, power, materials. What are we looking at in stocks? Here's what's actually moving. It's the quiet enablers. They're not loud really here. Industrials, metals, and mining. Why is that? Look at what gold is doing. Look at what silver is doing, especially industrial things like silver. I sat in the back of an Uber car, and this young boy, he works for a company, South African company, bought out the company he works for. They have refining centers, refinement over here, three of them, big mega centers that rips apart the equipment and pulls the silver out, pulls the gold out, pulls the precious metals out, gives a piece of it back to the owner of the company that they took the waste from, and then they sell the other ones on the market. That's just what that company does. He gave me some good looks, though, in terms of the future, in terms of what that looks like, in terms of stocks. And I want to give you those stocks maybe in another episode. I'm still watching them. Can't give you all the plays. But if you really want them, head over to strizzyreport.com. Sign up to the newsletter. It is a free newsletter. I do it when I want to, but still would love you to sign up. All right, so let's talk about the AI infrastructure, which is really chips. It's the pipes. But what is it really tied to here? We got to talk about power. Networking names tied to data centers have been ripping. You got Siena's AI data center demand story is a clean example of what picks and shovels actually move here. Here's the sleeper. Utilities, it's a big sleeper. I'm telling you, copper, utilities, power, electrification, even nuclear. Big. Utilities are strong. Relative to tech being choppy early 2026, you've seen what happened to a lot of the SaaS, these known software companies going down earlier this year. AI is hungry. Data centers are power vampires. We know that utility bills are going up. Serious institutions are openly saying the grid is hitting a watershed moment. You need generation plus transmission upgrades to support the build out. If you're looking at the build out, learn what the build out needs. How do we build out? How do we modernize? How do we electrify? Learn that, and you'll know the companies that are going to win within the next 10 to 15 years. Even Microsoft is out here telling you that IAE view, right? IEA view. US data centers electricity demand could more than triple by 2035. So I'm all in on utility. Okay? The AI trade is also an electricity trade. Understand that. Utilities, grid equipment, transmission builders, beat drop right there. What the hell is crypto doing? Let's talk about it. Crypto's not dead. It's not to the moon. Okay. WB Wall Streeters. Okay. It's in the messy middle where institutions fight each other. Bitcoin's around 67K right now. And here's the twist. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have been seeing meaningful outflows lately. Multiple sources show continuing redemptions and multi-week drawdowns. That's by CoinDesk right there. So what's the deal? It's not just the price, it's positioning. When ETF flows go negative, it usually means risk appetite is wobbling. Okay, it's unsteady, it's shaky. The gate is not there. Big holders are rotating into something else. There's a lot of people pulling out of these things. Traders are deleveraging. They used to leverage all of that shit in crypto. Now, hey, let me take some out, put some here in utility, put some over here in mining, put some over here. But the bigger crypto story is still infrastructure. You got tokenization. There's a company right now, read the article. Company wants to go full tokenizing all the assets, but America's regulations is not allowing it. So let's look at other countries that has deregulated this tokenization, because that's going to be the next big play in the blockchain story, in the crypto story. Settlement, stable coins. The casino is loud. The plumbing is permanent. Okay. So what is going on with the war? What is going on? What is the real risk? Are we headed to war? Here's what my adult self says. Geopolitical volatility is real, but the whole World War III is usually content marketing for your ass to be scared, buy up all the shit in the grocery store, the canned goods. I love my dude Theo. Theo, shout out yourself. You could see some videos with me and Theo here. He owns land in Alabama. Yes, it's critical right now. Iran, Russia, Cuba, Venezuela. All these things are going on. Israel is standing in the middle of it, holding their eyes closed because they feel like let me stop. Okay, so here, two real pressures points that do matter economically. You got energy and shipping choke points. The Red Sea Suez risk has eased and tightened in waves, and uncertainty remains high for shippers. All these big ships getting seized, getting stopped. India just stopped a few tankers going out because of the sanctions. Okay. Oil volatility risk. Markets are watching Middle East tensions and Hormuz style tails risk. Even modest disruptions can move crude hard. Crude went up yesterday, right? Ukraine remains a major energy infrastructure conflict. Energy systems are still being targeted. That's according to the IEA. Also, the World Economic Forum's 2026 risk framing isn't the doom. It's basically geopolitical shocks plus tech disruption plus climate instability plus societal strains. It's a lot. It's not apocalyptic, but it's a lot. And it's a lot enough to make you stressed and make you not want to deal with this shit and make you, go and play video games or whatever. But you got to stay on top of it. How we thrive. That's the next step here, the actual mission. How do we thrive? First of all, stop watching the news as your primary input. Use it like the weather. Check it. Don't, do you need an umbrella today? Do you need a raincoat? Do you need to put shorts on? That's it. Just get the little topical things here. But build a portfolio and a life around real demand curves, the stuff that doesn't care about narratives. All right. You see how flip floppy the market is. It's not tied to Main Street. It's not tied to how you feel. It's tied to whether Trump is going to actually do something or back out from doing something. Whether this thing over here, what celebrities, like it's crazy what's going on with the market. All right, so here's 5 survival to thrive plays. This shout out to Theo. Theo in Alabama with 5 acres, a container home on it, a greenhouse, growing herbs, growing fruit, growing vegetables, growing mushrooms, doing his thing. I love it. I love it for him. I love it for people that want that to untether. Here, but here's your survival plays here. Power plus grid build out, utilities, transmission, equipment. AI and electrification don't run on vibes alone, you little vibe coder. Okay. Materials. Number 2, materials copper exposure. The physical bottleneck behind everything smart is your materials. What are they? Number 3, housing plus affordability states. Follow migration and job density, not just headlines. Don't go to a place just because, hey, I love the sun, fun in the sun. I love the luxury apartment on the 18th floor. And ooh, we got a coffee shop right next door. Ooh, don't do things on the ooh, okay? Defense and industrial capacity. Number 4, the world is rearming and reshoring supply chains and strategic again. Okay, get with that. Number 5, selective crypto infrastructure, not meme chasing. Watch flows and rails. Why things are happening, what things are doing, why it makes sense to do this. Read articles. Go on Biz Journal. Go on Yahoo. Read the articles for them companies. Learn about the companies. Learn who's behind them. Here's the final thing. The world isn't ending. Okay, it's a new economy. It's repricing itself. And when things reprice, the winners are the people who could stay calm, follow the money, and build in the direction of reality, not what they're thinking and not what the birds are saying. Let's go.